What's up, YouTube? Man, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button. Let's keep pushing this platform forward, man. I'm doing it for y'all. I have ran into several people at these bid meetings who have told me they see me on YouTube. So I'm here to drop a video today about government contracts. Government contracts. Then this one for the city of Tampa. Now, as you guys know, I'm a landscaper. I have been in the landscape business now going on about 12, 13 years. And it has been a game changer, a life changer, this industry. But I started in property preservation. Property preservation when I came home from prison. That taught me the skills to get into landscaping. When property preservation got slow, I grabbed a couple of contracts with the city. And from that point on, I started building. Right? It's raining today. And actually today is June 11th, 2026. So we can mark this date. Now me, I was awarded the downtown contracts back in maybe 2019, maybe a little bit further back. And I had that contract for about 4 years. All right. This contract consists of, if you're from Tampa, Bayshore Boulevard. That's one of the most busiest streets in Tampa, in the richest neighborhood in Tampa, all right? It travels along that. It's a 7-mile road, 7-mile park. I took care of that contract for about 5 years. It was also the other parks in South Tampa, Davis Island, one over there off of Lake, and another one in Seminole Heights, and the one in New Tampa. So I think when I had this contract, I had it for about, let me see, I can do the math, for about maybe $265,000 a year. So that's how much I was making a year off that contract, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little bit more. But doing it for that amount is really not worth it. You can make a profit, but it's really worth more. It is really worth more, all right? So now the project comes out again. I went to the pre-bid meeting. I don't know if I posted the video on here, but if not, I will post it on YouTube. And hey, man, hit that like button. Drop a comment. Share this video. And tap that subscribe button, man. I appreciate that. So, today, I missed putting my bid in. Some type of way, my staff didn't put my numbers in. So the day when the bid went out, I missed that one. The day before, we had to drive a bid all the way to Tallahassee for the state of Florida for a contract. Hopefully we get that one. But this one here, I was really upset because I wanted the contract again. I wanted to be able to maintain Bayshore Boulevard because that is an eye catcher. That is the number one spot to go when it comes down to wealth in Tampa, okay? And me as a black man servicing that contract, it was just a great opportunity for me and my company to have the privilege to service that area. I mean, I just like it. It's beautiful. And it really taught our guys a lot of landscaping skills that you need to keep these areas maintained and beautified all year. I remember one time the city told me this. He said, Kevin, I can remember when you guys first started with the city and you was a small company. He said, but you're not a small company no more. We've been dealing with you for a long time. TCC Enterprise. He said, we look at you as an extension of the city. He said, I don't know if you ever thought about this. He said, but do you know how many people ride down Bayshore Boulevard and see your work? And when he said that, I said, damn, that's a lot of damn people that is traveling up and down Bayshore Boulevard, traveling, walking, jogging, and the landscape is the first thing you see. The landscape, what brings everything out. It what makes everything look beautiful, the landscape. He says that's why we like to have good vendors on board to help us keep the city beautiful. I said, okay. So downtown, I really wanted the downtown contracts. I went there to the bid meeting, we put my numbers in, but it didn't get sent in. But guess what? I wouldn't have won it anyway. What I'm seeing now in these bid solicitations is something that I experienced myself when I first got in. When I first got in, I experienced this myself. Bidding too low. Bidding too low. You see? That's the issue. That's a big issue. So I'm looking at now, you got out of the 30 some people that were there, we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. So even though it was a large turnout for the pre-bid meeting, only 10 people bidded. Some of the familiar people that I know Baylight, I know Williams, I know Nelson Tree Farm, I know Marion. I never heard of Vera Green Gardens. I never heard of Marathon Lawn Care, but they knew. Russell Landscape, I never heard him, but he got a decent number. Leaf and Limbs, they have a decent number. TWQ, I don't know if that's still natural design or what, but I don't even see them on here, right? So, let's look at who's the lowest bidder. So as you can see, here is everybody. And I'm in OpenGov, all right? You got Marion Landscape, which I know Marion Landscape. I know him personally. He's at 169. I don't see how he can do it for that. You know what? I did it. I know the math. I don't see how you can perform it for that. But maybe he can. Not saying he can't. Sometimes companies have so much work where they can just take a contract and just add it on to the revenue and still make it work. But I doubt it for that amount, okay? You got this company right here, Vera Green Gardens, 188. They can't do it for that. You can't do it for that. I know, because I have done it for 5 years. I know what it takes. And back then, 5 years ago plus, it was hard to do it then for that amount. It was hard then, and gas prices has went up. Parts and equipment repairs have went up. Okay? Marathon, he has the Marathon has the what they call special events parts. He won that one. And I think when he did that, these guys here said we're going to beat him at his own game, and then they start going low. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that they realize Marathon, and he's going to come out low, which is this number right here is a low number. He's close, but no cigar. You're going to struggle with 226 trying to do it. Unless you one crew, this is your only job and you depending on this for you to do everything to keep you busy, then you can do it. But if you're running a company and you got workman's comp, you got employees, you got over 15, 20 employees, you got repairs, nah, you ain't going to be able to do it for that. You're going to get it done because the city going to make you get it done, but you're going to struggle. Okay? You got to have workman's comp unless they paying people under the table. I don't know. All right? Let's break this one down. DHA quality service, 251. This number right here can get you by, but you're going to struggle. I know for sure this company right here, what's Nelson Tree Farm now, they were charging $6,000 just for Bayshore. Just for Bayshore by itself. If you do the math, I'm going to do it for you. 6,000 times. They were charging that just for Bayshore. Just to cut Bayshore, not including the other parts. How the fuck can you do it for $251 and you got to cut Bayshore and all the other parts on certain days of the week? On certain days of the week. You got to have a large crew so you can dispatch people here and there. All right? Nelson Tree Farm, they smart. The last time they had this contract, they had it for 400 and some thousand. That's why these people down here. But they realized they were going to lose it, so they came back down to a reasonable number. That's a reasonable number. It really is. Baylight has a reasonable number. Williams has a reasonable number. Super Landscaping, you see these people here, they got reasonable numbers. You see all these people in the threes? They understand what the fuck going on. Excuse my language. You see, they understand what the fuck going on. Look, the person in the foes, they understand what's going on. Russell, Leaf and Limb, TWQ, but this here, on back, what's going to happen? They're going to get it. Nelson Tree Farm is going to end up with this because they're going to lose money. The city's going to find them, deduct from them. They're going to get it. They're going to lose money. The city going to deduct them. This guy may get in to try and perform it. I don't know about him, but I think it's going to land right here, and we're going to see. We're going to see. So we at the point now, man, like, hey, it's time to pivot. It really is. It's time to pivot because it's going to be hard to secure contracts moving forward with this type of competition. With this type of competition. It really is. Because these are new guys in the business. Not Marion. Marion is not a new guy. So I'm kind of like, man, where he get that number for 169? How do that make sense? But, hey, maybe he knows something I don't. And this is for the downtown. It's 18 parks. Bayshore alone is 33 acres of landscape. Then you have to go way to fucking New Tampa. Seminoles. And they want these places manicured. Now, they want these places. So these are the superb parts. So now we got the north, the east. And I have to put bid in for those, but I just hope. I can't go low. I can't chase these guys. I had the West before. I'm not going to chase. I know what it takes. These guys really don't know how much grass they got to cut. They think this shit going to be the whoop-de-doo. No, you got some grass to goddamn cut, bro. For real, you got some grass to cut. You got some edging to do. You got to add 7 miles of landscape, both sides. Sidewalk, outside sidewalk, the medium. Man, it's a lot of goddamn work on Bayshore Boulevard, bro. Trust me. You got to have 2 crews out there for 2 days to manicure this place. You got to have about 8 guys available. You need 3 mores out there. You need, I ain't even gonna give you the play. You got to push Mo about a mile and a half, about a mile and a half of landscape, maybe, yeah, about a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles. You got to push more to push more. The middle medium is about this wide. You got to use a push more, man. Bro, it's a motherfucking work out there. I don't see how you can do it. I don't see how you can do it. But it is what it is. Another day in beautiful Tampa Bay. Man, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And I keep you guys updated on these government contracts. And if you want to learn about property preservation, I'll drop you some jewels too. Make it happen or you capping.